right, so here we are, Blood Iron Barbell. It is finally, after a year, time to do a contest here in Central New York again. So here's what we got going on today. We got 4 teams of 4. 2 men, 2 women, each team gonna do battle for our first ever Revolution Team Challenge. So hopefully you enjoy watching these teams do battle because they are ready to go.
All right, so here we are. We are live from Blood Iron Barbell. Time to get this contest underway. So you're going to get a little bit of me here on the mic in the office, and then you're going to get a little bit of me on the mic in the videos. So the premise of this first event, it is basically a keg carry. Everything's from hell in this contest, really. But it is a team event, so you got a team of 4, 2 guys, 2 girls. In this first event is carry as many kegs 40 feet as you can. The kegs start at 100 pounds, and they go all the way up to 300 pounds.
All right, guys, you ready to rock and roll? All right, here we go.
So on this team, it is the Last Minute Men. That's the name of the team. You got Chrissy, my girl over there all the way on the right. Janet, she is the one second in. Andy right here, he is going first. He's one of the Rochester Buffalo crew. That is the 200-pound keg that he's popping and rolling with. 40 feet down the mats. You can also use the turf as well. You head down, come back. You got to tag your partner. This is Chrissy, 125-pound keg right there. This is basically her keg, man. She's loaded that. She uses that probably more than any, well, that, the 180 and the 60, but she's knocking it out right there, carrying it down. We haven't seen Chrissy and James in about a year. James is the other partner on this team. They've been staying up in Mexico. They haven't come down to train with us, which is all right. Pandemic times, you do what you got to do. This is Janet. She actually hopped in this contest last minute. She's like, I really want to do the contest. Last year she won it with her partner Brad when we were doing the co-ed thing, and listen, they killed it. So she said, look, man, if you need somebody, I'll come up and do the contest. So we actually needed somebody. We had somebody drop off last minute for this very team. That was a 250-pound keg Andy had right there. You have a minute and a half on the clock to get as many kegs as you can down the other way. I believe that's a 100-pound keg Chrissy has right there. 6 kegs so far.
10 seconds left, 10 seconds.
And here goes Janet rolling down. I believe that was the last keg they got. 7 kegs in all. Not a damn bad run they had right here. This is Racks and Sacks.
All right, here we go. Racks and Sacks are on the clock in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is Jen. I believe this is her first contest with us. She hasn't done anything here yet. May have been her first contest altogether. I'm not quite sure on that. 150-pound keg right there, man. Just cruising down the way with it. This is my man Ben right here. Haven't seen Ben in a little bit. Obviously, all of these guys, which has been great for this contest, is I haven't seen any of these guys in a year, obviously.
They're taking that 250-pounder. 45 seconds down.
The hardest thing, trying not to run back over a keg and hurt yourself. There is a little dumbbell rack there on the end. We move as much as you can when you're doing a contest, and if you don't have to move it, you don't move it.
1 minute down, 30 seconds left. 175-pound keg coming down the floor.
Come on. Here we go.
15 seconds, 15 seconds.
Come on, Ben.
5, 4, 3, 2, and time.
Those guys also got 7 kegs, so we got a little tie action. You see Ben there trying to get the extra foot, but we weren't going by any sort of feet or anything like that. It's as many kegs you got down over the line. Here's the team down with the thickness right here. My man Dave. Used to be a heavyweight, now he's a middleweight. How about that, man? Well done. Well done.
He's a very stealth Dave now, very stealth Dave.
I picked on him the whole time. This whole contest I picked on him. He loves me. Probably not. My man, Big Tom Fitz right there carrying that keg. That's that 275 keg. They definitely picked the heavier kegs to go with, which they didn't have to do that. Like I said, it doesn't matter which kegs you carry down. You can carry any keg that you'd want. But, you know, sometimes you just want to test yourself. So that was a 250-pound keg right there by Dave. So there's the tag. Sort of missed that. Did it cost him? Maybe. Maybe not. There's Autumn. Last-minute addition to this team as well, as she was supposed to have a team, but they couldn't make it happen.
1 minute now, 1 minute now. 5 kegs down the floor.
Here we go. 5 kegs down there so far down the floor. We're at Blood Iron Barbell here in Syracuse, New York. This is our home gym.
15 seconds, 15 seconds.
Autumn killing it with that 175-pound keg right there. That's the biggest thing with these kegs, is try not to smash your fingers in between. So they got 7 kegs as well. So far we have a 3-way tie. This is Iron Addict 716, my man Tony K, former coach of mine. Tim, you got Billy there in the middle, and Diane carrying that first keg. Tony, the leader of the Iron and Stone crew out there in Buffalo. If you're looking for a place to train, you want to do strongman in Buffalo, that is the place to go. They have everything you need, man. Go ahead and hit them up on social media. These guys cruising right through the kegs.
Lots of time, lots of time.
So that red striped one, that's the 300-pound keg. I don't think anybody touched that one on this day. They kind of just said, nope, we're good. Here's Diane cruising on down there. Me and Diane, the two of the original crew here in Syracuse, still actually competing and doing our thing. Bridget does as well, and that's it, man. Everybody else is either retired or moved on, or they don't train with us anymore, and I don't know if they're training. I don't keep in contact. I know, I'm mean. You don't keep in contact with me, I don't keep in contact with you. There's Billy strolling on down, not scrolling. We're not using our cell phone here. This is the win right here. For the win, here comes Tim on down. And that, my friends, is the win right there. 4 Iron Addicts taking it, man. 8 kegs in a minute and a half. How about that? So chalk that one up for the first event of the day. Iron Addicts get 8 kegs. Everybody else gets 2. 4 points going to Iron Addicts. 2 points each for the rest of the teams as we split points there. So here we got our scorecard right now. 4 points. 2, 2, and 2 for all the rest of the teams as we head into event number 2. Alright, so event number 2 is the overhead. We have 8 implements set up on the floor, 4 for the men, 4 for the women. Here we go, Andy starting things off on the action. That's 225 pounds.
You can always touch it, buddy.
He's a special.
Alright, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go!
Little belt clean. We didn't call him on the belt clean here, but ooh, nice little split jerk by Andy. Here goes Chrissy, 55 pounds in that dumbbell right there. 100-pound sandbag for Janet. There, she got that with no problem. 135. I believe maybe that, nope, those are 35s on there. 130 pounds on that log. So Janet trying to steady it. Take a little time, lots of time. So here's the deal. In this event, you cannot move to your next partner unless you finish. So there's a lot of strategy involved, and it's funny to actually hear the teams talking strategy before the event happened. I think that 130 log might be a little much for Janet here. Janet's the reigning Masters National Champion as well, as we didn't have Nationals last year, so technically she still is the National Champ. So this was the live feed camera angle that we have for the contest. The other camera angle wasn't very good, couldn't see much, so either or doesn't matter. But tough one there for Janet. So they get credited with, what, 3 lifts there, 4 lifts there?
All right, racks and sacks. You guys good? You ready to go?
Here goes racks and sacks up, ready to go.
3, 2, 1, go!
So once again, same 55 pounds on that circus dumbbell, 100-pound sandbag.
Down.
It's 115 pounds on that barbell right there. 200 pounds on the yoke press, not something you see a whole lot of times in a contest. Viking press was 250.
Down.
Here we got a 130 log. Lauren making easy work of that right there. She is a beast, man. Seen her at Orange Elite 5 for the first time. She definitely does work. Here's Ben on the 225. Yeah, that's not exactly a the way you clean it. And I made fun of Ben after this, but what a hell of a recovery right there, man. I can tell you right now, I do not have the mobility to do that at all, but well done by Ben. Split jerks it, nails it, settles it, and we give him a down command. So here's Nick, man. That's a 265-pound, 15-inch log. So normally it's a 12-inch log in contest. 15-inch log right here. Nick's psyching himself up. And he told me after this, he's like, the best I ever hit was a 245. So this would have been a PR.
20 seconds.
Tries to split jerk there, just needs to get under it just a little bit more. One of the Buffalo crew. Cleaning that log is actually really easy. The press can be a little funky. I really like it, but I don't think Nick has it in him there today. But man, hey, hell of a job right there for that team. All right, here's down with the thickness. Step. Well, Dave, I love Dave.
I mean, you look good. All right, here we go. You ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Tom starting here on the axle press. Knocks it out, simple and easy. Here's Alicia. This is her first contest with us. 55 pounds on that circus dumbbell. Dave knocking out the yoke press. 115 pounds, easy work for Autumn right there. If you've seen down there in the back, Tom knocked out the 265 or the 250 on the Viking press. All right, here we go. 265 log for Dave. That 15-inch Thunder Buddy right there. Viper presses the hell out of it, and he gets a little dirt in his face to boot. Here's Autumn. 130, easy work right there. I'll tell you a little story about Autumn. That was the only thing she was really worried about, was that and the deadlift, which is coming up next. But she's like, she came in a couple extra days just to do overhead. Stronger than she thinks sometimes. Here's my man T, Iron Addicts up. Viper presses. I wouldn't expect anything less. He owns, I believe, the state record for Masters heavyweight on the 12-inch, normal 12-inch log. Billy banging out a 130. Easy work right there. Easy work for Tim. Now, normally I would say no dropping from the top. I didn't really, whine about it this time. Normally, though, there's no drops from the top. How about that? 30 seconds. They knocked out that event to take the win in there. 30.98. 42 for down with the thickness. Racks and sacks went the full run, and Last Minute Men got credit for 4. Racks and sacks credit for 7. So here we are after the second event. 8 points for Iron Addicts, 5 for down with the thickness, 4 for Racks and sacks, 3 for Last Minute Men. All right, so here we go. We're heading into event number 3. This is the deadlift, and in Strongman, we deadlift from all sorts of different angles, heights, and all the goodness there is to go with it, different bars and everything. So here's what we got. We have a 600-pound frame. Andy's on that. The wheels there that James has, that's 500 pounds right there for you. Stiff bar as well there, so no real whip in that puppy when you go to stand up. Chrissy's on the silver dollar deadlift with a stiff bar. There's no whip in that as well. She only has like a 1/4-inch stand-up, though. Easy work for her. And Janet had the axle, which is sitting at 250 pounds.
James, here we go, buddy.
Come on, man. Let's go. You made it.
Lots of time.
Get baby.
30 seconds in.
That's that 500 right there on the wheels. Looking a little rough for James right now, man. That's a tough, listen, 500 pounds, 500 pounds. And deadlift's one of those things. If you don't train it, or if you got something that's injured, it's tough to train it. Things get a little rough.
Come on.
110. 20 seconds left. Don't quit. Come on, James. Let's go, baby. Come on, dog. Here we go. Come on, James. Let's go, buddy. Come on. And time.
Yeah, I just think, James, that's a tough one for James right there, man. I know 500 pounds, he'll come back and crush that next competition or in training. No problem with that at all. So that would be a 0 for last minute men because they did not complete one full round. So one full round is a rep. They don't get credit for pieces like they did for the overhead. You hear Aries in the background. That is the gym dog. She's great. She gets a little crazy sometimes, but she's great.
Who's starting?
All right, so racks and sacks. Here we go. Weights don't change. Weights are the same.
Oh, yeah. Hit a little ammonia. That's great stuff. All right, competitors ready? Judge ready?
See something.
3, 2, 1, go. 225 on the axle, 350 pounds on. He said 500 on the wheels with the bar, 600.
Here we go. Ben knocking out his rep there. Lauren knocking out hers. Jed knocking out hers. Here we go. Nick getting it up there. That a boy.
Nice.
We got one rep there for racks and sacks.
Lots of time.
Minute and a half as well in this event.
45, lots of time. Nick, lots of time.
All out, man. All out show. Let's go.
Stand up and breathe. Stand up and breathe. Come on the bar. There you go. 2 reps in so far. Got 30 seconds left. There you go. Hit a little more. You never hurt nobody. 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. 15. And we're good. 2
Oh, I think Nick is done there. That's all right, man. Listen, that's tough, especially after 2 events we've already done, deadlift being the 3rd event of the day, and we've gone very fast in this contest.
Stepping in. 225 on the axle. Sorry, 250 on the axle. Right? 350 on the 18-inch silver dollar. 500 on the wheels. 600 on the frame. Who's starting? All right.
All right, here we go with Dow with the thickness.
All right, go ahead.
Don't forget our next contest is coming up May 15th. CNY Strongest Man and Woman 4 Part 2. The redo from last year, of course, pandemic, coronavirus, had to cancel everything. This is actually our first contest in a year, which since our last co-ed contest, which we had last year, which is now the team contest we're seeing here. Look at these guys banging out rep after rep after rep.
You're going.
2 reps down.
You get that good rhythm, man. You just fly right through everything. These guys are just knocking out reps with no problem here. There we go. 8 reps there for Dow with the thickness, setting the pace here. We'll see what happens with Iron Addicts. All right, Iron Addicts up, last group to go. They signed up first, so they get to go last on every event. We do not reorder events. It wouldn't matter anyway. It'd still be last as they're leading the contest right now. Got to be 8 reps in order to take the win in the event. After the keg run, I really thought we were going to have some ties, and usually a tie would have been a tire flip, but we don't have a big enough tire to do a team contest thing, so we probably would end up doing some sort of grip event. So we'll see if we have a tie at the end. You never know. These guys getting that rhythm on the deadlift as well. There we go. Oh. This is for the win right here. There it is. There's 9. Going for one more. Oh, Diane. Nope, they gave it to her. Here's 10. Look at that. Finishing up 10 reps. Diane's gassed. Dave's pissed, as per the usual. So there we go, man. 10 reps from Iron Addicts. How about that? Down with the thickness had 8. Racks and sacks 2. Last Minute Men is credited with a 0 on that. So this is what we got going into our last event. 12 for Iron Addicts. Down with the thickness has 8. Racks and sacks has 6. Last Minute Men has 3. We'll see how things shake out.
All right, here we go.
All right, so this is how this one is playing out. So as you see, there's 200-pound plates on the sled right there. The sled's 80 pounds, and I think there's like a 10 and a 5 in between. So we're at about maybe 300, give or take, on the sled right now. So they're starting with that. They got to pull the sled backwards 40 feet. So they'll go back 40 feet, got to completely clear the line. Their teammate will add a plate. One of the other teammates will hop in. Each person has to go at least one time. So once we get plates loaded all the way to the top, then we put on a 1.5 minute timer, and you pull it for as far as you can. So basically this is a distance event, but you don't get a timer set to you until the peg is loaded all the way to the top. I believe it's like 650 on the sled at that point, but it definitely doesn't help pulling on that turf either.
Let's go! Oh, he used to play rugby. Come on, Andy, quick feet.
Don't look, just pull, Andy. Jeez. Add a plate there.
Yes. Let's go. Get it, baby. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Is Reed up there? Can we have a reset for music? Here we go, let's add a plate. Let the boys go. Let the boys play.
How do my triceps look?
Your shoulders look better than the other half.
Oh, God.
Thank you. Those boots are
right, so now there's a minute and a half on the clock.
50 pounds, I believe, is on that sled right now.
40 feet.
Keep going. 20 seconds in, a lot of time.
So you're trying to get as many feet as you can. You keep them arms locked, you lean back, look in the ceiling, drive your toes in. This is a hell of a quad workout right here. If you're looking for something like that, this is the way to do it. Here goes Andy. He's going to step in one more time.
Keep going, you got time.
See, my wife's telling people to get the hell out of the camera view.
There we go. 1 minute. 650 pounds on the sled now. Almost there. You got 15 seconds to get as far as you can, James.
Here we go. James digging there.
Here we go, buddy. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time.
382.3 feet right there. 4 last minute men. Here comes Racks and Sacks up, ready to get themselves into this contest. Last event of the day, of course.
All right, ready? Ready? Competitor ready?
Here we go, Jen down the course. So we had 2 different straps on here. I probably could have went and bought another yellow strap, but so we left the straps as is. So we have a long strap there on the one end and then a short yellow strap on the other, but everybody gets to deal with the same thing, so it's all good. There's Ben tossing on a plate there. He's going to take it back. So now they could put their hands through and grab. They could not wrap around, though. There's Nick digging it out. I think the girls are done. I think the girls made one pass and then said, we'll load the plates. You guys can do all the pulling of the sled. That's the one thing, man. Everybody has fun. They cheer each other on. There's not many other sports like strongman where you cheer on the people that you're actually competing against. I believe I may have screwed Nick up there and I was talking to him. But there's no time on right now, so he really didn't need to run. He could have walked up to the sled if he wanted to. I did not leave a time limit on the front end of this contest, of this event. So you could have went and gone all the way through until you loaded the plates. That's when the minute and a half went on the clock.
460? No, 80. What is it? 382.3.
I was way off on that number right there.
20 seconds in.
So the sled is full now. The time is on. Nick stepping in. Biggest thing, you keep them arms straight. Either find a spot on the wall in front of you or look up into the ceiling. Sometimes counting the, you get a count of how many rafters or whatever's up there. That's kind of how I do it. Or you just find a spot way high on the wall, focus on that, and drive until they tell you to stop.
$55.
So here we go. Ben rolling on back with the sled there.
Come on, Ben. There you go, buddy.
Come on,
110.
9 passes is about what everybody's making. Obviously, you're making 6 of those passes before you really get into the time.
10 seconds. Put it as far as you can.
Here we go, 10 seconds. This is one of those events you get as far as you can go.
2, and stop.
376 feet, 4 racks and sacks.
Down with the thickness.
Gas themselves out.
Guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Two teams left now. We got down with the thickness on the course. There's Alicia making that first pull. Autumn, slow and steady, man. That's all you got to do. You just got to get there. There's no time limit on anything right now. You pull it back.
Here we go. We're gonna add a plate now. Autumn, if I sing
Sometimes I like to sing.
Gotta add a plate. Gotta add a plate.
I distracted her. Shiny things. Happen sometimes.
Just working on the railroad, walking backwards.
I don't know. There was some, there's random things that start to go through your head at the end of a contest, and you just start singing them out loud. Here's Tom Fitz, man, rolling on down, getting his pull in. Another plate loaded.
Here we go. Come on, put all 220 pounds behind that sled. Let's go.
I couldn't help myself, but listen, Dave looks good, man. So here's something that we haven't seen. The girls usually are just saying the hell with it after the first pull.
Wait.
Not down with the thickness. These girls, man, they're going for a pull of the heavy sled. So how about that? Hopefully we'll see Alicia in another contest, man. Here we go. Add another plate, I believe. Autumn throws her own plate on there, and she's going to pull it back. Save the boys a little bit here. Give them some air. Just drive them feet, man. You're not timed. Take all the time you need to take to get back there.
10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. All right.
Here we go. Clock's going to go on here. Last plate's going on the sled. Minute and a half.
1 minute on the clock. No.
Dave.
Nice try,
Look at Dave, always trying to cheating. See, I caught him. Can't hate on him. Do everything you can. Here we go.
And if anybody knows, Chico knows.
I will tell you, after practicing this event, and we didn't do it as a team a couple weeks ago, we each just went every plate. And yeah, you might get a little bit of rest in there because you got people going and training, but I'll tell you, after going every single plate, that's a rough one. Here we go, Fitz pulling it down.
30 seconds left. 9 passes there.
Oh, let's see if he can get it all the way to the other end. And yes, I'm well aware that our turf is a little crooked. I will take full responsibility for how that looks, as we got so excited we didn't even bother measuring. We just kind of laid it down and glued it. So it's glued to the floor that way. Here we go, Dave getting there.
5, 4,
Got to get it across the line. Look at that, 400 feet, 4 down with the thickness. Hell of a job in that event.
Hey, are you ready? Mike, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, here we go. Last event of the day. Last team competing. Iron Addicts, of course, they are leading the contest. Pretty much solidified this puppy.
Red plate going on? No. She's kind of like you. She pulls.
Here we go. Look at the girls here still pulling in.
All right, good. I know my grip is a little crooked. Yes.
It's not that hard if she can talk back to me while I'm talking to her. So
Just needs to be functional. Sort of like CrossFit.
that's it.
Hey.
I have very bad jokes. All right, here we go. Billy pulling it back here. I believe we have 2 plates left to load, then the clock will go on.
Proud of you. So proud of you. I know it's tough being second best announcer in the state, right?
Lose it all the time, man.
My man Andy. Andy does some of the stuff out in Buffalo.
Tim says I'm not putting my hands through for all you peons that do.
You don't know what loops are.
Tim's got magic strength in his hands.
Got one more plate to go on here, then the clock's going to go on. Look at Tony. He's got twinkle toes right here.
All right, here we go. And clock is on.
There it is.
Wow, he's going with the arms up, eh? All right.
I believe Tim said he had a little problem with a quad, so digging those toes in, man, driving your quad. I mean, that's a trust me, this will crush your quads. You want a good quad crusher besides, you know, squats and all those good things. Go ahead and do a backward sled pull for a lot of times. You'll feel it.
30 seconds down.
Look at Tony.
Get it. Thanks.
30 seconds down.
Let's go. Start running. Move.
1 minute.
Come on, all the way. Yes.
15 seconds, 15 seconds.
Finish.
There we go. Going to finish up the day right here. Tony getting there.
Not need to grab again.
Finish it.
5, 4, 3, 2, and time.
Oh, he slipped and fell right there. 389 and a half feet. Giving Down the Thickness their first win of the day, 400 feet there. All right, so our final scorecard for the first Revolution Team Challenge. Iron Addict 716, 15 points. Down with the Thickness, 12. Racks and Sacks, they have 7. Last Minute Men have 5. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. That's going to wrap things up for us. Hopefully you enjoyed the contest, the live stream, all of those good things. Make sure you subscribe, follow on all of our social media, man. Hopefully we can do this for all of our contests here in the future. Appreciate all of you guys. Have a great day.